Hello everyone, I'm Ronald Mehta and welcome back to Digit.com, a platform where we make life simple for management students worldwide. In this video on the subject of retail management, we are going to cover the topic on retail strategy. This video takes a stab at 7 steps to form a robust retail strategy. It entails having full control of your retail operations, starting right from setting a mission statement to the end stage of monitoring progress and control. Additionally, this video takes us through the journey of how Zara has perfected the art of setting the right retail strategy. So now let's start with a brief introduction of retail strategy. Retail strategy is a clear and definite plan outlined by the retailer to tap the market. It is the basic plan to build a long-term relationship with the customers. It is fundamental to the existence of a retail organization. It helps define the organization, the purpose, and how the retailer will face various challenges in the environment and marketplace. Moving on to the steps in developing a retail strategy. There are 7 broad steps, which are: first, to establish a mission; second, analyze situation; third, identify options; fourth, set objectives; fifth, obtain and allocate resources; next, develop an implementation plan; and finally, monitor progress and control. Now let's take a quick stab at each one of them, starting with establish mission. The mission statement is a statement of the long-term purpose of the organization. It decides what the retailer wishes to accomplish in the markets in which it chooses to compete. A retailer's mission statement normally highlights the following elements, such as products and services that will be offered and the customers who will be served. Additionally, the geographic areas that the organization chooses to operate in and the manner in which the firm intends to compete in its chosen markets. Moving on to the second step in retail strategy is to conduct a situational analysis. Some of the popular models for conducting such kind of analysis are the pestle analysis, Porter's 5 forces, SWOT analysis, and the BCG matrix. We have covered all of these individually across our courses. Let's throw a quick light at pestle analysis. A political, economic, socio, and technological factor is a framework that strategy consultants use to scan the external macro environment in which a firm operates. The next approach to conduct a situation analysis is Michael Porter's 5 forces model. To understand the area of strength in a business situation, organizations use this model. This business strategy tool helps examine the appeal of an industry by looking at 5 forces, which entail: first, the competitive rivalry among the current participants; then, the threat of new entrants; at the same time, threat of substitution in the market; the buyer power; and the bargaining power of the suppliers. Ultimately, the model states that the competitive strength of an organization in a business circumstance is regulated by 5 factors of these forces. Any retailer worth its salt should focus on conducting a situation analysis by tapping the pestle analysis or the Michael Porter's 5 forces model. Now moving on to step 3, which entails identifying options or strategic alternatives. Igor Ansov presented a matrix which looked at growth opportunities by focusing on the firm's present and potential products in the existing and new markets. This matrix is popularly known as the Ansov's matrix. These 4 growth strategies were identified by Ansov using a 2x2 matrix and was made up of new or existing products on one axis and new and existing markets on the other. The 4 strategies or alternatives that come out of this model are market penetration, product development, market development, and ultimately diversification. This tool for strategic planning is most commonly used. Moving on to step 4, which entails setting objectives. The objectives of any retailer are the translation of the mission statement into operational terms. They indicate that the results to be achieved. Some of the objectives may be related to are: first, sales volume targets; next, market share targets; retail expansion targets; profitability to be achieved; and finally, liquidity and returns on investment. Moving on to step 5, which entails obtaining and allocating the resources. The resources that the retailer needs are human as well as financial. Financial resources take care of the monetary aspects of the business, like shop rent, salaries, and payments for merchandise. Human resources are just as vital to the success of retail operations as are financial and physical facilities. Moving on to step 6, develop the strategic plan. At this stage, the retailer determines a strategy by which he or she will achieve the objective set forth. The target market is defined and the retail mix that will serve the audience is finalized. Often, the retailer begins by looking at the entire market in terms of both the size and consumer segment to which it might appeal. From these segments, the retailer identifies a small number of segments that look promising. These are the possible targets. The retailer then zeroes in on these possible targets and applies a set of screening criteria to help select the final targets. And finally, step 7, which entails implementing the strategy, evaluating it, and controlling it. The key of the success of any strategy lies in its implementations. Once a strategy is implemented, managers need feedback on the performance of the new strategy. The effectiveness of the strategy of the firm must be evaluated periodically. Management can also decide what changes, if any, should be made in the future to ensure that actual performance is as per the expected performance. Now, let's look at an example of retail strategy from the perspective of global apparel retailer Zara. Well, Zara has several strategies built in, which makes it the sought-after retailer in the world. The first one being quick turnaround time, which is production to stores. The secret to Zara's success can be largely attributed to its ability to keep up with rapidly changing fashion trends and its swift ability to release its collection with very little delay. In fact, Zara brings a new style to market in as little as 4 to 5 weeks. To put things in perspective, Zara produces over 450 million items and launches around 12,000 new designs annually. The next strategy is leveraging their customer feedback. Zara's designers incorporate feedback from several stores, analyze what customers are searching for on their website, and pay attention to customer requests. In fact, Zara trains and empowers its store employees and managers to be particularly sensitive to customer needs and wants. The fashion retailer is built on 2 basic rules, that is, to give customers what they want and get it to them faster than anyone else. Next, more styles. Rather than producing more quantities per style, Zara produces more styles, with, as I mentioned, roughly 12,000 a year. Even if a style sells out very quickly, there are new styles waiting to take up the space. In fact, Zara founder is quite famous known for his views on clothes as a perishable commodity, which is ideally not the case. Next, low expenditure of advertising. Zara spends an estimated 0.3% of sales on advertising globally, which is in stark contrast to the industry average of 3.6%. Zara instead relies on stores to create awareness for its brand. The brand believes in investing in physical evidence, which entails store locations, strategic high-priced footfall-based locations, and that too next to top designer brands, spending on interior decor and upgrading the online setup. Zara's multi-channel approach. During the pandemic, Zara's digital sales were up 77% and represented a third of all sales. Inditex, Zara's parent company, announced it is investing about 2.7 billion euros to further integrate its online and offline operations, out of which 1 billion euros will be allocated to enhancing online operations, while 1.7 billion euros will be allocated to its store network to make it more integrated with its online business. And ultimately, leveraging artificial intelligence and the RFID technology. Zara's parent company Inditex has invested in RFID technology and artificial intelligence to track the location of its merchandise. The company uses AI in a number of ways, including employing AI robots to fetch requested orders for customers using its buy online, pick up in store, or click and collect options. Data is the backbone to further cement any AI-related plans. Thus, Zara controls everything from design to display to shipping, allowing it to gather valuable data at every stage. So that's it, folks. This brings an end to the topic on retail strategy. These are the list of sources and links referred to for the content in the video. Thank you.